Hello and welcome to the Channel One Newsroom from our studios at number 5, Ola Hansen Lane at Tessano here in Accra. I am Nana Tuffuor Boateng. Coming up, a desperate call for help as hundreds of residents of Amutinu Salakope and the K2 South municipality of the Volta region continue to suffer from tidal waves.
Challenges that we have over here is a place to sleep, place to park our properties, place to lay down our heads, and as far as we are devastated, so many of us are having places to.
NPP executives in the Edreso constituency of the Ashanti region accuse a sitting MP of attempting to manipulate polling station elections.
The insistence on head count or open voting instead of secret balloting has raised serious concerns among party members. We live in communities where people know one another as family members, neighbors, and friends. Open voting by head count can easily create unnecessary tension.
Also coming up, Ghana officially exits 3-year extended credit facility bailout program with the IMF. Still ahead, 31st December, Makola market traders seek presidential intervention following directive to relocate.
Wouldn't say there's an outcome yet, but we believe very strongly that the presidency will take care of our petition.
Coming up in Channel One Business. Government ends subsidy on petrol and reduces diesel by 1 cedi. And later in Channel One Sports. Ghana secures bronze medals in both men and women's 4x100 meters relay at the African Senior Athletics Championships. Grateful for your time. Let's get the details of our stories now. Several residents of Amutinu Salakope in the K2 South municipality of the Volta region continue to live in distress as recurring tidal waves displace families, destroy livelihoods, and leave many without proper shelter. The plight of residents persists despite steady progress on phase 2 of the Blekusu Sea Defense Project aimed at preventing further destruction by the sea. Channel One News' Volta regional correspondent Desmond Selassie Agor has more in this report.
Work is steadily progressing on phase 2 of the Blekusu Sea Defense Project in the K2 South municipality to prevent further destruction caused by persistent tidal waves along the coast. But despite the intervention, several residents of Amutinu Salakope, one of the hardest hit communities, continue to reel under the devastating impact of recurring sea erosion and flooding. The tidal waves have displaced several families, destroyed properties, and disrupted economic and social activities in the community, leaving many residents stranded and struggling to survive. Some displaced residents now sleep in the open, exposed to harsh weather conditions, while temporary tents provided as shelters continue to deteriorate. Others have sought refuge in a small church building within the community. However, the arrangement has become difficult for both displaced persons and the church. Every Sunday, the affected residents are compelled to pack out their belongings to make way for church service and move them back in afterwards to spend the night. Kwele Sauki stays in one of such churches and spoke to Channel One
Tumulera otura kwata makamia marao ta mi ba chi chechi homa ya plano vinyo mi ba chi chechi homa mlo mi lafia aka nyetaro jimnya banyaha o wona kukuku na nyaha ma dogwa mo chechi homa na ko shira gbero fere mo fona ngodo na gbe no we for maga foni ga konari ta kukemo la kwa vie bo chukona.
Affected residents say a housing project started years ago to resettle victims of the tidal waves remain uncompleted, leaving many displaced families without permanent accommodation. Some of the displaced residents who spoke to Channel One News described the situation as unbearable, saying life is becoming more difficult with each passing day. They are therefore appealing to governments and benevolent organizations to come to their aid with housing and other forms of support. The chief fisherman of the area, Nana Tuffuor, says beyond the displacement crisis, fishing activities which serve as the main source of livelihood for many residents have also been severely affected. According to him, fishermen are unable to go to sea regularly as their fishing nets often become trapped whenever they are cast into the sea due to the changes in the coastline and debris caused by the tidal waves.
We are no more fishing due to the debris under the sea, the broken houses, which were left under the sea. You cannot fish. You go to the sea at the peril of your own net. It will destroy.
Gideon Tete, a unit committee member for the Amutinu Salakope electoral area, says although residents appreciate the ongoing sea defense project, the humanitarian situation facing displaced families requires immediate attention.
Challenges that we have over here is a place to sleep, place to park our properties, place to lay down our heads, and as far as we are devastated, so many of us are not having places to put our heads. The tent was given to us in some few months ago, but because of the rainy season and how the air is blowing very heavily, most of the tents get spoiled. So for now, people are still in the air. They don't have any place to sleep, and people are still going to the chapel. Even the small chapel we have over here that people are staying in, the air has taken some of the roofs away.
Despite significant progress being made with the construction of the phase 2 of the Blekusu Sea defense here in the Agavechi Amutinu Salakope enclave, residents here are calling for the construction of more housing projects to accommodate them and prevent them from sleeping in the open. Reporting for Channel One is from Agavechi Amutinu Salakope in the Ketu South Municipality of the Volta region. My name is Desmond Lasiago.
Now, tension is brewing in the Adreso constituency of the Ashanti region following what NPP members say is an attempt to hijack the polling station elections. Party members are protesting what they describe as interference, disagreements, and delays in the elections. They accuse the sitting MP of being involved in a scheme. Channel One News' Ashanti regional correspondent Doris Lonta reports.
Addressing the press in Ejuso, the Constituency Research and Elections Affairs Officer Dominic Dankwa highlighted that unresolved disagreements between the constituency leadership and the Member of Parliament, Nana Tuffuor Boateng, over the electoral process have stalled the elections. The concerns include disagreements over the handling of party membership registers, the composition of the election committee, and the method to be used in conducting the elections. Party executives say the delay began after issues emerged over the custody of polling station registers following the membership registration exercise, resulting in about 95% of the registers reportedly not being captured into the party's database.
Participation in the recent membership registration exercise was very low in many polling stations across the constituency. Therefore, relying solely on the membership register could disenfranchise many loyal party members and supporters who remain committed to the growth of the party. Such a situation could create resentment, frustration, and apathy ahead of the crucial 2028 elections. The insistence on head count or open voting instead of secret balloting has raised serious concerns among party members. We live in communities where people know one another as family members, neighbors, and friends. Open voting by head count can easily create unnecessary tension.
Another major disagreement, according to the executives, centers on the formation of the election committee, where constituency executives accuse the MP and his group of demanding control over all executive committee slots allocated for the elections. The executives have also raised concerns over what they describe as an injunction placed on the elections by the Member of Parliament and his group, as well as the alleged deployment of thugs popularly referred as macho men at the party office to intimidate some executives and party members.
Just yesterday, the regional rep made us to understand that he has been served with a writ from the MP's group, comprising of 9 executives, who has placed an injunction on the polling station elections. So as at now, the elections is in limbo. Tags have been brought to the party office. We would like to ask, what is the brain behind these macho men manning the party office?
Reporting for Channel One News, I'm Doris Lonta, Ashanti region.
Moving on, the Ghana Federation of Allied Health Professionals is demanding the urgent establishment of an Allied Health Directorate at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. At a peaceful protest at the premises of the hospital on Friday, the Federation says it will stop at nothing till their demands are met. Channel One News' Nana Tuffuor has more.
Wearing red armbands, members of the Ghana Federation of Allied Health Professions marched through the streets of the hospital to register their displeasure over delays in establishing the directorate. Addressing the media after the protest, acting chairman of the Federation, Edward Ayem, says allied health professionals play critical roles in diagnosis, treatment, rehabilitation, and healthcare support services, and therefore require stronger professional leadership within the hospital's governance structure.
Our ultimate demand remains very clear. 1. The full operationalization of the Allied Health Directorate at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. And 2. The appointment of a substantive Allied Health Director to provide professional leadership, coordination, accountability, and effective governance for allied health services. We are not asking for anybody's share of the cake. All we are asking for is that we be given our share of the cake and we be allowed to develop the way it's possible for us. We be allowed to work the way we have been trained professionally to do. And that will definitely inure to everybody's benefit.
According to the group, engagements with hospital management, the Ministry of Health, the National Labour Commission, and other stakeholders over the years have yielded little progress. They say the process is currently at the final review stage and is calling for expedited action to ensure peace and stability within the hospital.
For several years, allied health professionals have engaged management, the governing board, the Ministry of Health, the National Labour Commission, and other relevant stakeholders on this matter. We are, however, encouraged that significant progress has been made. The Public Services Commission has approved the revised framework and organogram for the directorate, and the process is currently at the stage of final review of the scheme of service and job description prior to operationalization. We therefore believe that this process must now be concluded expeditiously in the interest of peace, stability, and effective healthcare delivery and industrial harmony within Kolebu Teaching Hospital.
Members of the Ghana Federation of Allied Health Professionals here at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital say their protest is not intended to disrupt healthcare delivery, but rather to push for the urgent operationalization of an Allied Health Directorate and the appointment of a substantive director. The group insists delays in resolving long-standing governance and leadership concerns are affecting professional administration and efficient healthcare delivery at the facility. For Channel One News, my name is Inosafo.
Well, away from that, the leadership of the 31st December Mokola Market A and B has petitioned President Mahama over a planned relocation by the Accra Metropolitan Assembly. The traders believe an intervention from the Jubilee House will halt the process. Channel One News' Isaac Ofer filed this report, read by Samuel Akom.
Must go. Mayor must go. Mayor must go. Mayor must go.
The market women, clouded in red attire and chanting war songs, defied Friday morning's rain and marched to the Jubilee House to present a petition to the president, pouring out their frustrations. Interim manager of the 31st December Makola Market, Ebenezer Bequin, says the traders are not against the redevelopment project, but are demanding proper consultation and a temporary place to continue their businesses.
While we consider the decision, now only 3 months, which 3 months, no matter 14th or 15th of January, 992. Munkai say 4th September, and you call meeting, and no cancel on my 4th October. You call back, no, and no cancel the 15th January. My mom dates and say they be a story, no, and Teba Sano. Man, I know mude. Na me did say man e yomudanka. There's no way some be lawyer ho. Enya shirikano. Weba ni sanu o my MOU, Memorandum of Understanding. Say yen sign.
Wouldn't say there's an outcome yet, but we believe very strongly that the presidency will take care of our petition. We don't know what they want to do about it. Because now they are going to sit down and assess it and work on it and eventually come back to us.
Receiving the petition on behalf of the president, presidential staffer Dr. Samuel Aye promised the aggrieved traders that an expedited process will be undertaken to ensure a smooth resolution of the issue.
Na omampanyin ne mpanyinfo so apɛ asɛm no so eti yɛda mase sɛ motimi aba ha you have our best assurances say we'll respond appropriately to it and the right measures will be taken.
The market women are protesting plans by the Accra Metropolitan Assembly to relocate them to the Art Center.
To some other stories now, and Ghana has entered a 3-year policy coordination instrument with the International Monetary Fund. The instrument is a non-financing policy support arrangement aimed at helping the country sustain economic reforms and preserve fiscal discipline after the successful completion of the IMF-supported Extended Credit Facility program. There is more in the following report.
Ghana's economy after the 2022 crisis is gradually regaining stability with declining inflation, improved reserves and renewed confidence in the cedi. Speaking at a press conference after reaching a staff-level agreement with the IMF, the Minister for Finance, Dr. Tuffuor Boateng, said the transition marks a new phase focused on consolidating gains under the bailout program while creating space for growth and development.
This announcement marks the definitive end of Ghana's financial bailout relationship with the IMF. Going forward, the government of Ghana announces an engagement with the IMF on Policy Coordination Instrument, PCI. The PCI is a form of technical assistance engagement with the IMF. It is a non-financing instrument designed to help countries implement economic reforms and signal commitment to policies that the financial market will be very comfortable with.
For his part, the IMF mission chief to Ghana, Dr. Ruben Atoyan, commended the government for the gains made in stabilizing the economy, but urged authorities to sustain fiscal discipline.
Despite fiscal consolidation, what is very impressive, growth has been very strong and even stronger than what we expected, supported by broad-based private sector recovery and robust exports. These outcomes reflect determined policy implementation and progress in debt restructuring, and they mark an important turning point for the Ghanaian economy. As stability takes hold, our engagement is shifting beyond the ECF towards sustaining reforms and building resilience. We have reached staff-level agreement on the 36-month PCI.
But what does this mean in simple terms? Channel One Business News' Nilate Latte breaks it down in the following explainer.
Ghana concludes IMF bailout program. What happens next? Ghana has officially completed its bailout program with the International Monetary Fund, that's IMF, and this actually marks the end of the $3 billion extended credit facility arrangement that supported the country through the 2022 economic crisis. And under that particular arrangement, Ghana received financial assistance alongside strict reforms on spending, on debt restructuring, on taxation, and even on fiscal discipline. All of these really helping us stabilize the economy. Today, May 15, 2026, what the government is telling us is that the program has achieved its key objectives earlier than expected. This we see through improved inflation, stronger reserves, better debt sustainability, and as a result, the country is now moving away from direct IMF financial support. What is happening now is that engagement with the IMF has not ended. Ghana will now operate under a new 3-year framework known as the Policy Coordination Instrument. Well, unlike the bailout program, this instrument does not provide funding. What it does is that it focuses rather on policy guidance, on technical support, and monitoring of economic reforms, all in a bid to ensure continued stability and investor confidence. Again, under this particular instrument, which is expected to end in 2029, Ghana is projected to maintain strong fiscal discipline, sustain its reforms again, and even strengthen macroeconomic stability as it works towards long-term goals like improved credit ratings and eventually investment grade status. Well, while this could lower borrowing costs, attract investment, and even improve economic confidence over time, the success of this particular transition will, however, depend on whether government maintains discipline and continues, the structural reforms. Well, in simple terms, Ghana is no longer in an IMF bailout, but it is still under IMF policy supervision. Just that this time around, it is without any form of financial support or money.
Well, that was Nilate Latte of the Channel One Business Desk with that explainer on Ghana's exit from the $3 billion extended credit facility from the IMF. Let's move on to some other stories. The Ghana Railway Development Authority, GRDA, has dismissed claims that it has overstepped its mandate in operating passenger rail services in Takoradi. The response follows a protest by workers of the Ghana Railway Company Limited, GRCL, who accused the GRDA of sidelining staff by selecting only 40 workers to operate the Takoradi rail service. Channel One News' Nia Ikwe Okai reports.
Workers of the Ghana Railway Company Limited staged a protest on Thursday against the Ghana Railway Development Authority's operation of passenger rail services in Tema and Takoradi. They argued that running passenger services falls under Ghana Railway Company Limited's core mandate. The workers also alleged that the Railway Development Authority has hired only 40 Railway Company Limited staff to operate the services and called on government to intervene. The Railway Development Authority Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Frederick Apo, dismissed the claims in a media interaction.
The shuttle has been parked there for 2.5 years. The Ghana Railway Authority, together with their management staff, we went there to repair the train. And when we repaired the train, there is no single GRDA staff there running trains. We followed the ministerial directive and assigned the people that were assigned to us by the ministry to run the shuttle. So I don't understand why they are making that allegation that Ghana Railway Development Authority has come there to run it. So at the moment, the only thing is that we have only one shuttle. We have over 800 staff there at Ghana Railway complaining. You don't expect, not all the 800 staff can run one single shuttle. And the line is just 15 kilometers, Sekendi, Kojokrum, and Kojokrum, Takrady. And so I don't see why they will make that allegation.
He explained that the authority is currently conducting a revenue run on the Tema rail line to generate funds to service the over $400 million loan used for the project.
In any case, per any standard, when a railway line is constructed or developed, there must be proof of revenue run or test by the authority, of which we are doing that for Tema to Impakadan. We need to test the line for the passenger service as well as for the freight service. And after that, we have the right to then allocate what we call it, the service to either a common operator, which is government, or a private operator, which is a private entity. So it is not a matter of just allocating what we call it, it's not a matter of just allocating to someone to run. It must be done properly.
Dr. Apo also expressed concern about how the railway sector has been managed under the Railway Company Limited.
When His Excellency the President came to office, there was no train running in Ghana. Was there a train running before January 2025? Look at the Insawam to Insawam Pokuase line. It was removed. It was given to JRCL to repair, okay, of which 40 million cedis was allocated for buying of sleepers. They went to buy wooden sleepers and it's rotting away. If you are familiar with Insawam, when you go, you can see heap of gravels over there. Those heap of gravels are basically some of the monies that was meant for the repair of the Insawam line.
This is the Channel One Newsroom here on Channel One TV. Still to come.
The best part of going home is family.
Sit up! Hey, mommy, my wife is cooking something delicious.
Hot pepper sauce, spicy.
Lizzie Shito, the Shito is Shito. Lizzie Shito, over
Lizzie Shito, please, can I take some to school tomorrow?
Yes, my son, you can. Lizzie Shito, dear. Ebesu obiasu.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Yes, spicy and
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Spicy.
For bulk purchase, kindly contact 050-168-3344 or 050-155-0998. This advert is FDA approved.
Turn up your sound experience with the We Hear speakers by Lovi. From the sleek We Hear 1 to the powerful We Hear 2, and now the premium We Hear Pro, fully endorsed by Kylian Mbappe. This is not just a speaker, it's a flexible, high-performance outdoor Bluetooth speaker built to bring your music to life anywhere. With up to 100 watts of music power, you get bold, immersive sound wherever you go. All available in stylish standout colors. Now the good news: from April 20th to May 20th, grab yours at a special discounted price. The We Hear 1 now at 400 Ghana cedis, the We Hear 2 at 900 Ghana cedis, and the premium We Hear Pro now at 3,800 Ghana cedis. Don't miss out. Call 020-195-7739 or pick up at the Atlantic Towers. You can also grab yours at Orange FM Kumasi, Plus FM, or 3 Music TV in Accra. Number 12 Afunya Street at Belengpe. Don't miss out on this special discounted offer. It's the We Hear promo powered by Lovi. We Hear, feel the power, hear the difference.
You're welcome back. Up next is Channel One Business with Netili Neti Ajahu.
CNR Business is brought to you by EcoBank.
Hello, my name is Pamela from Customer Service. Please revalidate your account by texting your Ghana card number to 0500,000 247.
Hey, Abili, wabadim.
Madam, give me the numbers behind the ATM card. I'm calling from the head office.
An email was delivered across to our customers this morning.
Confirm if this is your bank account 100,100,100.
Thanks for sending your bank card details.
Send the OTP now to avoid cancellation.
EcoBank will never call, email, send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
Don't get played. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Hello, please, I'm calling from Customer Experience Center.
Well, Netili Neti has joined us in studio with the latest in the world of business. But this revision of the government's cushioning on petroleum consumers, I think they should have tilted it towards
the petrol, but
small.
diesel consumers will enjoy more than the petrol consumers.
Wow.
I don't know why, but...
Wow. Give us the details.
Okay. Now, the government has significantly reduced its temporary fuel support program, cutting back the financial cushion previously extended to consumers at the pumps. In a statement issued on May 15, 2026, it noted that it will continue its intervention in diesel pricing by absorbing 1 Ghana cedi 7 pesos per litre, effective the second pricing window of May, following a review of development on the international petroleum markets. There's more in the following reports by Daniel Sakiti.
The latest measure follows an earlier government intervention introduced at the start of the second pricing window of April, under which the state absorbed 2 cedis per litre on diesel and 36 pesos per litre on petrol. That intervention expired on 15th May 2026. The initial intervention was introduced after Cabinet reviewed the impact of rising global petroleum prices driven by geopolitical tensions. The government said the new intervention on diesel prices will remain in force for 2 pricing windows, subject to further review. The ministry added that the decision forms part of efforts to provide continued relief to consumers while maintaining stability in the downstream petroleum sector. Meanwhile, petrol, diesel and LPG price floors have inched up marginally for the second pricing window of May. The NPA's ex-pump price floors for the second pricing window of May put petrol at 14 cedis 60 pesos per litre, diesel at 15 cedis 81 pesos per litre, and LPG at 13 cedis 16 pesos per kilogram. These are the minimum prices at which OMCs and LPG marketing companies will sell their products.
Now, the International Monetary Fund has backed government's fuel relief measure, describing it as a regulatory adjustment rather than a subsidy. The policy has attracted market attention given Ghana's sensitivity to fuel pricing and its impact on inflation and transport costs. Speaking after concluding a staff-level agreement with Ghana, IMF Mission Chief to Ghana, Rubina Toyin, said the measure aligns with IMF guidance and carries no direct fiscal costs.
We confirm there are zero costs currently to the budget because it's not a subsidy, it's an adjustment of the regulatory margin. It's not part of the domestic revenue pool. So it's a separate type of expense. So this was a temporary measure. The government introduced it only temporarily, which is very much in line with our advice. We don't want the measures which are introduced and then sticking there because it's very difficult to remove that. It's going to be automatically removed when as planned. So overall, we supported the decision, but of course the risks are still there. The commodity prices are still volatile. Middle East conflict is still ongoing, and therefore the volatility of fuel prices is still there and a risk factor going forward. If there's any additional support going forward, then we would recommend to do that through well-targeted subsidies, which are income-based and merit-based, and reduces the drain and allocates on public resources and allocates these resources only to those who really need the support.
7 interdicted employees of the Cocoa Processing Company PLC are calling for the immediate reinstatement, insisting they bear no responsibility for an unaccounted 4 million Ghana cedi flagged in an audit by the Ghana Audit Service. The audit, which examined the company's operations for the 2023-2024 and the 2024-2025 financial years, reportedly uncovered financial irregularities tied to the products supplied to the CPC Consumer Cooperative Shop located on the company's premises. Here is more.
The interdicted workers argue that the audit findings have been misinterpreted, leading to what they describe as unfair decision to interdict them without adequate evidence of wrongdoing. Speaking to Channel One Business, one of the affected employees, Theodore Matetaki, who also serves as vice chairman of the CPC Consumer Cooperative Shop, called for a reconciliation process involving all parties to determine the true status of the accounts.
The Ghana Audit Service, they never asked us any question. They never called us to say, we have seen this debt. So therefore, how is it that you owe 4.3 billion to the company? Nobody has asked us any question. It was only the MD who wrote to us, and we gave him the response that we do not owe. There's a reconciliation document. It has been signed by the former director of administration. We have also signed our part. And so according to our books, we do not owe. We also told him that we can sit down and do a reconciliation if you don't understand what the money was used for. That one, it has nothing to do with us because management requested for the funds and we went for the chocolate. And that was the matter. So our call is that everyone should come and let the reconciliation, let's go through the reconciliation. That will determine whether people have misappropriated funds or not. Number 2, that those who have been interdicted be reinstated.
Let's bring an update on crude oil prices and how the local currency is performing on the interbank market. And that's all for business. I am Natalie Ajahu. Back to you, Nana.
Well, thank you so much, Natalie, bringing us the latest in the world of business. Let's now bring you some more stories. Now, operations have resumed at offices of the National Identification Authority following the suspension of a strike by workers under the Public Services Workers Union. The resumption of work after 2 days of disruption has brought relief to hundreds of applicants seeking Ghana card services. Rachel Engman reports.
Staff of the National Identification Authority are back at post heeding to a directive by the National Labour Commission to call off their strike. A visit by the Channel One News team to the NIA Greater Accra Regional Office showed applicants being attended to as normal operations resumed. The 2-day-old strike was in protest of delays in the approval and implementation of migration reports linked to workers' conditions of service. The strike had disrupted Ghana card registration and processing services nationwide, leaving many applicants stranded and frustrated. Some applicants who spoke to Channel One News expressed relief over the resumption of services but urged government to address the concerns of workers to prevent future disruptions.
My younger sister is supposed to travel and we needed Ghana national card. Because of that, it has to delay till today, and it is today that we just came to get it. You know, definitely it will affect a lot of people, especially those traveling. So they are now processing her documents to see if they can get her the card, and I'm happy with that. Well, if the president would look onto their issues and try to solve it for them, I think it will help us a lot.
When they went on strike, it was quite frustrating. And now that they are back, I think I'm so happy that they are back. And I'll just say God bless them for coming back.
Yesterday, I went to the main office and then they were on strike, so they said I should come today. So when I went back there, the number that they want, it has reached. So they said I should come here. So when I come here, then everything was going on well. So I think everything is on place. I want to use the card to register a SIM. So suppose they didn't come today, like it will worry me. I have to ask another permission again next day. And that one it will be Monday, and it will worry my being at post.
With staff now back at post and services fully resumed at the National Identification Authority offices, applicants are hoping government swiftly addresses the concerns of workers to avoid further disruptions. Reporting for Channel One News, I am Rachel Engman.
Well, let's stay on this matter and gauge the situation in the Ashanti region, where work has resumed at offices of the National Identification Authority. Applicants who turned up for various services went through the required processes and were attended to by workers who have fully resumed duty.
When I came, I realized few people were already sitting here and the office was already opened. But I realized the people are not seated in order. So I needed to prompt them in the office that I'm here to do this, so that they tell me what I'm supposed to do and everything.
But are they willing to serve you? Because the day before yesterday and yesterday, we were told that they were on strike. When you came, the offices are open. Are they going to serve you?
Yeah, they are willing. So because when the lady talked to me, she said then I should go and sit down. People are here before me, so they'll take care of them, then I'll come.
But are you happy that you are here and the offices are open? Because the offices were closed the day before yesterday and they are willing to serve you. If you had come when they were on strike, what would have happened?
Oh, I would have felt bad. Yeah, coming here and not seeing them, I would have felt bad for that. But being here today and they are here, I'm actually happy. First, I didn't even know they are on strike. But I'm actually happy that I didn't come and meet them when they were on strike.
When we came, nothing has really changed, but they are here working, and we are all happy. We are happy for them, we are happy for ourselves, because we came here last 3 days ago, and they said they are on strike. So, in fact, we were annoyed. So we don't have nothing. We have nothing to do. You have to go back and come back. When we heard the news that they have come back to work, when we came, they doing our account for us. So we are pleading to the government for it to give them all the necessary requirements that they need, so that they can help us. Because without the Ghana card, we can't go to bank, can't do anything. So we appeal the government to provide them anything that they want.
So I came here to do my Ghana card. So I came here early in the morning, around 8. So they are doing their work, like, everything's on point. Just that we just came and they give us some numbers to wait for them to resume everything.
Let's move on to some other stories. And the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Emmanuel Amakufibua, says more than 100 districts across 8 regions have now benefited from the deployment of the Blue Water Guards, with visible signs of a significant decline in illegal mining activities. Channel One News' Western Bureau Chief Akwesi Ajay Anim reports.
Blue Water Guards!
As part of the government flagship Blue Economy Initiative and renewed effort to combat illegal mining, popularly known as Galamsey, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, through the Minerals Commission, deployed the first batch of more than 450 Blue Water Guards in April 2025. 1 year on, the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Emmanuel Amakufibua, says over 2,000 guards have now been deployed nationwide following the graduation and deployment of a fourth cohort of 452 personnel at the Ghana Navy Forward Operating Base at Ezlebo in the Western region. Addressing the graduating officers, the minister said what started as a targeted intervention has now evolved into a nationwide environmental protection force, delivering measurable impact in the fight against illegal mining.
Today, the Blue Water Guards initiative has become one of government's strongest responses to the growing threat posed by illegal mining on our rivers and our streams. What began as a targeted intervention has today expanded to a nationwide environmental protection force. We are operating across 8 regions and more than 100 districts affected by illegal mining activities. Weekly evaluations continue to show encouraging progress, including significant reduction in illegal mining activities along many rivers, increased surveillance within mining-prone communities, improved cooperation among environmental and security agencies, heightened public awareness about the dangers associated with galamsey, and growing support for restoration and protection of polluted water bodies.
The base commander of the Ghana Navy Forward Operating Base at this level, Commander Samuel Boateng Esiedu, outlined the various skills acquired by the trainees during their training and urged them to apply the knowledge professionally while avoiding corruption, warning that misconduct would attract sanctions.
I urge you all to apply all that you have learned here and be diligent in the discharge of your assigned duties. Eschew all forms of corruption and enticement and be ready ambassadors of the Blue Water Initiative, because when you are caught, the punishment will be heavy.
For the Lands and Natural Resources Minister, these additional 452 blue water gas which today have been passed out is a clear indication that government still remains committed to ensuring that our lands and natural resources are very much protected. For Channel One TV News, I'm Akosejenin is labeled in the Tema district.
The Tema Regional Fire Command has launched investigations into circumstances leading to a fire outbreak at a popular pub at Tema Community 10. Monte Carlo had parts of its structures gutted by fire on Friday morning, destroying properties running into millions of cedis. The Ghana National Fire Service says 5 separate fire tenders were deployed to bring the situation under control. There is more in this report.
The fire, which started in the early hours of Friday, destroyed major parts of the Monte Carlo pub. The Ghana National Fire Service says the situation was brought under control at about 7:40 a.m. after 5 separate fire tenders were deployed from Ashaiman and neighboring communities. Tema Regional Public Relations Officer of the Ghana National Fire Service, Ebenezer Yenzu, provided details on the fire outbreak.
Majority of the pub, that is the Monte Carlo pub, has been affected by the fire. But there is also another restaurant that is adjoining restaurant that is here, and that was also affected by the fire as well. But with the Monte Carlo pub, we've been able to salvage 2 offices. When you look at this side too, the sitting area too was also salvaged. Then we have the I think a safe that was also salvaged from it as well. There was a welding shop behind that was partially affected by the fire as well. So we are doing frantic efforts. We're going to leave a few men around to start endlessly the investigation into the fire. We do not want people to tamper with evidence on the ground.
An eyewitness who only gave his name as Baba Jamal says a power outage in the early hours of the morning might have caused the fire.
The light will go out in the soundbar. And the power will out by 6:30 to 40. The soundbar and about 7, let's take it almost 7.
That's in light of.
Yes, it's a soundbar very 7. The fire now make inside the edge, man. But how you tell to watch man? Our neighbors or have more on it, so you know, smoke. It's friends say, "We keep by now." She was computer room. That time, so now I'm in security. Send me friend boss. Let me bought in fire service. When I'm a flower, be out. This is for head of it. Be out.
Some affected residents, including owners of a nearby restaurant, are beginning to count their losses.
This is my bender is here, my cylinder is here, my gas cooker, everything is here. Even though my meter, my fan, all good. The chefs, everything I do for that kind of bar, kitchen, divide the place, anything we go inside, we know the pocket, everybody, they know. I'm in need shop, I'm a friend of the I buy another group. I the third and the fourth and I buy it. And they will do my here.
This is the Channel One Newsroom here on Channel One Television. Still to come.
Launching BSc Development Economics at the Ghana Christian University College. Study a job-ready university program, BSc Development Economics at the Ghana Christian University College. Job is ready for graduates who possess degrees and certificates in BSc Development Economics, professional certificate in Theoeconomy, certificate in Theoeconomy with business. Enroll at the Department of Theology and Economics at the Ghana Christian University College, Amrahia, Adenta Dodua Road, Accra. Full bursary is available for BSc Development Economics graduates to study master's program at a state university in South Africa. Enroll now. Take advantage of this opportunity to join elite professionals in economics. Call 0557 351 090 or 0575 633 307 or 030 296 0542. WhatsApp us on 0557 351 090 or you can get in touch online on www.theoeconomy.edu.gh. Powered by the Center for Theology and Economics, CTEC.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson,
Me didn't tum Mr. Freddy Calico, just call me cockroach. Now, Mr. Freddy once now.
Hey, that's you. Improve car. Yeah. Captain Mosquito, double the action.
Me didn't sasso spray. Mr. Freddy sasso quell. Yeah, come to my sasso.
Sasso, come and tum preco.
You're welcome back. Let's now do Channel One Sports with Bernard Abekuotre. Birthday boy, welcome.
Thank you.
How's the birthday today?
Oh, it's been work. You know, the nature of my work, right? So, but I mean, it's been solid. You know, having you.
I've been to you before pleasure.
Yes, please.
Anyways, what's happening in the world of sports?
Oh, we are trying to gather some medals. Not gold. We've gotten a silver. We are gathering bronze as well. Maybe the lights of the event.
Very well. Take us away.
Let's get into it, shall we? Now, Ghana finished with a bronze medal in the 4x100 meter relays in both the men's and women's division at the African Senior Athletics Championship. This year's championship is taking place at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium and is set to conclude on Sunday, May 17. My colleague Pius Asak has more in the following report.
Ghana's search for a gold medal at the African Athletics Championships continued as both the men's and the women's 4x100 meters relay teams settled for bronze in their respective finals. In the men's 4x100 meters final, Ghana clocked 38.74 seconds to finish third, missing out on the chance to retain their title. The quartet of Edwin Gadayi, Abdurrashid Saminu, Ibrahim Husseini, and Joseph Paul Amwa were unable to defend their crown they won at the previous edition of the African Athletics Championship. Team captain Joseph Paul Amo attributed part of the team's struggles to the absence of Benjamin Azamati, who was ruled out with a groin injury.
I feel like anything can happen, you know. We always hope for the best, but you know, it's just one of those days where maybe things just didn't go well for us. We're hoping that, you know, in the upcoming races, really wise, things will, you know, get better. Yeah.
Right. So do you think the team missed the presence of Ben in this race?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know where he will run, but we definitely missed him. Yes.
Speaking after the race, Edwin Gadayi admitted the results did not meet the team's expectations and expressed disappointment with the performance.
Yeah, I was here. What happened yesterday, we tried to correct it today. But what we expected, it didn't go that way. But we are grateful for the third place.
In the women's 4x100 meters relay final, Ghana also claimed bronze after posting a time of 44.85 seconds. Their team made up of Aisha Jafar, Gladys Boateng and Janet Mensah was unable to secure a gold medal finish. Despite the podium finishes, Ghana's relay teams are still chasing their first gold medal of the championships. Reporting for Channel One Sports, I am Pius Asak.
Away from Asaka, the University of Ghana Stadium, let's head to the United States, of course. The United States Consul General to Ghana, Elliot Fettig, says Ghanaians who overstay their visa in the United States risks serious legal consequences and could also make it harder for other Ghanaians to obtain U.S. visas. With the 2026 FIFA World Cup set to be hosted by the United States, Canada and Mexico, many football fans are looking to secure visas to visit for the tournament. Speaking on World Cup Central earlier today, Mr. Fettig said overstaying a visa is not worth the risk and urged applicants to respect the conditions of their travel document.
There are some people who think they can use this as an opportunity to overstay or just to illegally stay in the United States. And that's really unfortunate because honestly, not only are they breaking the law, but they're also making it harder for other Ghanaians.
True.
Because if, you know, we do pay attention to how many people from a given country overstay. And the higher that rate, frankly, the harder it is sometimes to be able to just, you know, to give visas and to facilitate the level of travel that we want to. So I would say that, you know, someone who's thinking about overstaying in the United States, you're breaking the law. Yeah. You are engaging in you're in illegal work, and you're making it harder for other Ghanaians as well. So I think that I think, and one thing I would like to say is that we've been trying to get this message out that illegal immigration, overstaying, is just not worth the risk.
Well, before we go, Aston Villa beats Liverpool by 4-2 in the Greatest League on Planet Earth. That's it for your sport, and I am Bernard Abeko.
Interesting results there.
Yeah. Strange, isn't it?
Very well, thank you so much, Abeko. If you want more details of those sports and news and, of course, other stories, do visit our website, channel1newsonline.com. Subscribe to Channel One TV on YouTube for more exclusive video content from Channel One TV. Download the Channel One News app on the Google Play Store. I am Nana Tuffuor Boateng. Many thanks for watching.